Yes, I wonder, do you think one opens oneself up to being mugged or attacked or in some way physically violated by sitting in the centre of a park? Or does the very choice of the location make it less likely or more likely that would happen? I sort of feel like even those that would wish me harm would fear to cross a large expanse to the scene of the crime. It's too ambiguous, it's too nebulous a location for the creation of victimhood, etc. Earlier, 3 teenagers, I'm bound to say only one of whom were male, approached me from a long distance off, walked directly towards me, and kind of, I didn't quite know what the gesture was really, why that would. I think it sort of, it felt vaguely territorial or something, and I just grinned at them in a sort of like, huh, kind of way, and I think that threw them slightly, and they walked on. Equally, a few minutes after, a small fluffy dog approached me, and seemed to hang around the peripheries of my personal space, sniffing and so on at my cans of Dragon Stout and notebooks and furry hats, perhaps wondering whether it was a furry animal the same as itself. But eventually, only when I could hear the owner's voice calling, "Furry, furry, furry, Randy, furry," and the dog ignored all entreaties to be reunited. But once I'd reached out and petted it, it seemed to realise that our kind of our meeting was at an end, as it were. But I don't attach the same kind of cultural significance with the small dog episode as I did with the 3 teenage youngsters. Earlier, when I went to go and get a Dragon Stout, I was trying to do a sort of price comparison, a sort of a real-life version of an online confused.com thing about Dragon Stout. I wanted to find out the cheapest place in Sydenham to buy, because I judge areas, or at least I don't say I judge them, I evaluate them in some way according to the price of their Dragon Stout in local corner shops. You can tell a lot about an area according to the price at which it sells Dragon Stout. It probably says as much about me that I use that as a sort of cultural signifier or something. Anyway, I eventually go for one shop, which I dither about at the doorway for a minute or two, or a second or 2, or 10, and eventually plunge in to hear a conversation between a large black geezer in his like 50s and what is presumably the owner of or worker in this shop. And the geezer, the black bloke's saying, yeah, but like you can't like act tough and that because like you were never enslaved by the white man. That's why you got your name still. And I literally have to brush past these 2 guys to go and get my Jamaican Dragon Stout like an idiot. Yeah.